McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
The incredible.
We'll return right after this break.
Salute, and welcome, family. Welcome back over here to the Black Ocean. You're now swimming in the deep end with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. And yes, family, yes. I had to get on this again. I was not intending to go live today, but when I caught wind of this, it pissed me off. And I was like, okay, I don't know who else is going to speak out about it. But when I see things like this, I refuse to bite my tongue because we're going to have to straighten some things out, okay? Now, let me be clear from the outset of this broadcast. I am not an avid sports fan unless it's combat sports, because I am a former combat sports competitor and a champion as far as martial arts concerned. So those are the only things that really catch my interest, like boxing or what have you. But when I saw this piece of shit that you're looking at up here on this screen, because we're gonna call it like it is tonight. Yes, there will be strong language, so this might not be kid friendly, because we're gonna need to make some things clear to Keith Olbermann. That's who he is on the screen here, this alabaster piece of shit, and the rest of his cohorts in white supremacist mass media society. We're gonna have to set some things straight when it comes to them attacking and going after Black women and children for whatever the reason. Okay, we're going to get that straight. And before we get into that, let me go ahead and take the time to say this to the champion, Sister Angel Reese. Congratulations to you, sister, and the LSU Tigers. You did an outstanding job. Your people are proud of you. Your people love you. And Black men have your front, not your back. We have her front, not her back. And the reason why I'm saying that is, let me explain something to you, family. Any of you that are familiar with my content, and you know that I was raised here in the South, in Georgia, even though I'm a very well-traveled man. But when you are raised down here with the type of family and parents that I have, you are taught certain traditions, certain values. And one of those values that stands the test of time down here pretty much in the South, when you threaten our women, we move them to the back and the men step up front. See, we're going to have to get this straightened out where these white men think it's okay to, when they see something going on with our sisters, they got to put their mouth on our people. If we're not talking about your women, you keep your mouth off of our women. That's just the bottom line on that. You're not going to come at this sister because she gave everything she had out there, worked hard all season, and became a champion, unlike Caitlyn Clark, who lost. By the way, we're going to have a lesson here tonight, too, about failing up when you're in the dominant society, because, see, before the white folks get started, because I already know they're going to probably be crawling over here in the comments. Let me tell you something, white folks. I don't have a problem with y'all in general. I have a problem with white supremacists. So if you don't want brothers like myself and New Black Media to address things like this, you better check your off-code people first. You better get your little alabaster rodents before I have to get them, because if they fall over here, I'm going to do some damage. And we're going to do some damage over here tonight. See, brothers, let me ask the gentleman join us tonight over here a question. I don't care who it is in your family, okay, as far as your female family members. You got some you probably aggravated with, some you probably like, oh, I can't stand her. I'll deal with her with a long handle spoon. Even so, tell me right now, will you let anybody do them any harm or disparage them in front of you? That's the question again. If you have any female family members that are hard to deal with, okay, some that you say, okay, hey, I'm going to have to love you from a distance. That the case, even if that's the case, would you let anybody disparage them in front of you or do them harm in front of you? Because I'm going to tell you the answer for me, hell no, you can't do that. I don't give a damn what issue I got with them. So how does that pertain to what's going on here tonight? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I've never met the sister Angel Reese. Like I said, I am not an avid sports fan. I don't particularly watch women's sports like that. But that's my sister. That is my sister. I have a duty and a responsibility with this platform. When I see the other side over there in the Snowflake mayostream media coming at my sister like that, as long as I have a microphone, you're going to get dealt with. See, we're going to really go pillar to post on Keith Olbermann here tonight. Because you know me, if I get my hands on something, I'm going to dissect it all the way down to the nitty gritty core. Yeah, see, before we do that, though, I want to make it clear who we talking to because see, this is gonna get disrespectful tonight. I'm tired of putting up with this. And as a black man, I get it. I know we have problems with some of our women. Even so, just like I said regarding the Pearly Things issue, this is an in-house matter. That sister didn't do a damn thing wrong. Okay, we're gonna prove that here tonight too. But see, let me go ahead and make it clear who we talking to here tonight. Because I want to be clear on this broadcast. Oh yeah, I want to be totally clear who we addressing here on this broadcast tonight. I don't want no confusion or no mistake. If I can direct your attention to the screen, my good people. Yes, we are addressing the mayonnaise crowd crying alabaster tears. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have your thimbles. You know, get your thimbles. Now, I know you're saying, GBS, what good is a thimble? I'll tell you, alabaster tears make good wine seasoning. I know. You're thinking, GBS, how in the hell could alabaster tears from these people that kiss dogs in the mouth, and et cetera, make good wine seasoning? Trust me on this. It is. Plus, the wine will cancel out any of those alabaster germs. And the other people that we're addressing tonight that were crying about our champion sister, I'm going to say it again, our champion sister, Angel Reese, and the LSU Tigers. You all have heard, if you are of a certain age dynamic over here, of a movie back in the day called Children of the Corn. Yes, I'm pretty sure you heard that. If you're a young person, look that movie up. It was an old movie. I think they did a remake. Well, today we're addressing the children of the chalk. Yes, that's right. Over here on your right-hand side of your screen, if you will kindly look over there, ladies and gentlemen, the children of the chalk and their little alabaster frowned up faces. I just want to, we got to make sure that we understand, you know, who we're addressing here tonight, and we want them to know that we're talking directly to them. Because see, when they saw this sister win and go out there and display herself like a champion should, this is what their faces look like. And see, sisters, I want you to know something here tonight before we get into this. Oh yeah, you know we finna go in over here tonight. I see y'all grinning over there. I want you to understand something. You need to know that just in your everyday existence, those of you sisters that, you know, got a dress game to yourself, you got a smooth, feminine demeanor, you good at whatever it is you do in your profession or in the academic world, okay? You just have a flavor about yourself, a vibe, man, that just make men of all races want to cooperate with you. Don't you know that what's on the right-hand side of this screen here is what they look at you with on the inside? You might can't see it. See, they'll put that little fake alabaster Karen smile on in front of you, but on the inside, this is what they look like. The children of the chalk hate you, sisters. They do. Yes, and then when you excel in excellence, you got to go back to the left-hand side of the screen here because, see, these are the tears that they cry in their souls at night. They go home, punch in the air. Yeah, y'all seen the movie Menace to Society, okay? They go home, punch in the air, you know what I'm saying, because they can't get over on you. So, you know, I just wanted to take that time to make sure we're clear on who we're addressing here tonight because, yeah, we're going to have to straighten this out, man. I'm not playing any games with this. So before we get into this, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, let me greet everyone that I see joining us over here tonight because you could have been anywhere, but you choose to come over here with your brother. I know I've been going in a lot here lately, but sometimes it's just things that just have to be covered without skipping. So I see my brother CRU Reality over here. Once again, this brother builds computers and he is a genius with different types of beats. If you need to get a beat made or if you need a computer constructed from the ground up, customized to your liking, contact this brother right here. I see my brother Lee Holmes. My sister, some chick named Star, the first sergeant over here. And this sister, believe it or not, see, we have a lot of very talented people over here. She is actually a business owner, okay? She has a boutique that she's very humble about, but sister, put your boutique in the chat. And so our people can support you. She's got a lot of nice on-code clothing over there if you're interested in on-code fashion. I see my brother Daryl 524 in the building. My good brother Project Leroy. What's up, comrade? I see Back to the Basics. What's going on, sister? Michael Williams in the building. To Stay Woke. Ashley Frimpong. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, good sister. Dwayne Williams. I see you. Oh, my brother Torian Rand Reloaded in the building. Oh, man. Hey, Torian Rand, brother. You know, you're quite a young man. I don't want to corrupt the young souls, so you might need to dab some holy water in your ears, brother. You know, they'll accuse me of corrupting the young over here. I don't want to be accused of that. I'm already corrupted. The dark side is fun. We can't have you over here. You got to stay pure and innocent. Salute to Jet Black over here. Let's see. I see Josh Norris in the building. B1 for life. Diesel Mike, DSA1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that will be joining us here tonight. Oh, yeah. So now that I have greeted all of you that are here and will be joining us, have not hit that like button and share this would be the time to do so, because we got some points to prove here with Mr. Keith Olbermann. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get to it, because, see, this is something that all of us going to have to tighten up nationwide on as black men. We can't let these people think that they can get away with these types of things and go unanswered. So I'm going to direct your attention to the screen right here. Let's do a little bit of background on Mr. Keith Olbermann here, okay? This was in the past. This is a tweet that he put up, and he was addressing Donald Trump. And he says, yes, at real Donald Trump, because that was his handle at the time, has always been, will always be, and on the day of his bid for re-election, still is a whiny little Kunta Kinte. Okay. So, now, Mr. Keith Olbermann would be considered a liberal, but see, this is why we tell you all that liberal, conservative, those are terms that these people put on and take off like socks, okay? They whatever suits them, that's whatever they'll be. The common denominator between the both of them is white supremacy. Because why would that even need to come up? Why would you even need to reference black people in mayonnaise affairs? Okay, children of the chalk affairs, shall we say? Okay, that's white folks' business. We ain't got nothing to do with that. See, I want you young ones to listen to this live recorded to learn something here tonight. Don't let these coons and sambos on these different platforms, and I'm gonna call some of the names because they're a detriment, and we got to make sure we counter them. The fresh and fit flunkies, okay, all these other sambos that's been defending that light spice pearl, okay, all of those flunkies telling you ain't no such thing as racism and white supremacy. They ain't thinking about us like that. You see, right now we stay on their mind 24/7. Not a black person in sight over there in that conversation, and he talking about Kunta Kinte. Well, let me tell you something, Keith Olbermann. You don't need to worry about fictional characters like Kunta Kinte. What you might better be worried about are the descendants of John Horse and the descendants of Bass Reeves, because some of us are directly linked to that bloodline that will stomp your ass if it came down to it. About this type of disrespect, I'm not mincing no words over here, because, see, there's some shit down here in the South. This shit will get the shit slapped out of you. You white folks know that, and you know that if you're a white person from the South. You know how it is down here in Georgia and many other states, but I'm speaking for mine. There is a thin line between love and hate down here. You stay on your side of the fence, we stay on ours. Y'all better get your people, man, with this disrespectful bullshit. Ain't nobody putting up with that no more, okay? So now, he's the so-called liberal, and he's saying that in regards to Donald Trump. Now, family, why do you think he mentioned that? We got to make this point stick, especially for the young ones. This is something that they do often. See, when you get them coming out like this and they're so bold with it, let me tell you what he was thinking. He was thinking, oh, well, I'm a Democrat, and if I can say something like this, it'll be my little trained flunkies and sambos over here in the Democratic Party. They'll cover for me. Nah. See, white folks, let me make something clear to you. And again, I'm going to direct this to them flunkies that's defending that light spice health over there, Pearl, because I'm not even really going to mention her anymore, but I want to make this clear to all of them. Whether you liberal or conservative, just because you go find a black flunky to use as a crash test dummy and stand in front of you, they don't speak for the rest of on cold black America. I'm making that clear to you right now. They do not. So they're not going to be able to save you, okay? Because, see, we're making it clear to them, if they choose to step out in front and be your shield, they get what you get. That's how that's going to go from now on. So I want to show y'all something else here. Mr. Keith Olbermann, since he had so much to say to a black woman, okay, talentless cornball, this bastard came out of his mouth at this sister. Look at this. Now, I didn't see this until earlier this morning, okay? Didn't see it till earlier this morning. When I saw it, I'm going to tell you what I wanted. What I wanted was to be where he was. That's what I wanted. I'll say it that way. I wanted to be where he was. Because, see, let me tell y'all something, man. These clowns like him, they know not to say this shit around black men. See, you get online with your little Twitter fingers and all that. You got a lot to say, you little punk bastard. You already know that people like a Keith Olbermann, when they was in school, they caught the business. They didn't have that kind of mouth when they was in school around no black folks. And they damn sure don't have that kind of mouth when they working around black folks, unless, and I gotta go here with it, unless they are black folks in the tender class community. Because again, we got to go here, and I'm not disparaging those of you who are continental Africans or Caribbeans. I'm saying this to make a point, so I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. When they start telling you that you work so much harder than us and, oh, you're not like them, understand that's a damn insult, because see, they think they can insult black people around you, okay? So you should understand, like we do, if they start talking about Africans or Jamaicans or Haitians around us, we check them because we know that means all black people, okay? That's the point that I'm making with that. So if you're in your feelings about it, get out of that. It's time to put some tactical thinking caps on, all right? So he says to our sister, and we're going to break down Sports Center's part in this too, because we got to make sure we get all the culprits in here. What a fucking idiot. Because of she making a gesture, a competitive gesture, okay? See, a punk that's never competed for anything and has never had to earn anything does not know what it's like to be in the heat of competition. Let me tell y'all something, man. And every black person in here understands this. When you are competing, especially in sports, all is fair in love and war, okay? You play the game and you put everything out there. If you take pride in being the best at what you do in any given sport, you want to win. Now, for snowflakes like Keith Olbermann, little punk, unaccomplished flunky you, I don't care what type of journalist you are, you're a punk. You coming at a woman for one. Let me explain something to you, Keith. Trash talking is a part of the game. See, I'm going to tell you something about me. In martial arts, trash talking isn't a big part of that, okay? Because one, you want to stay focused on your opponent. Now, some people do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell that lie as if it doesn't happen. It is somewhat frowned upon, but if you're going to do that, you better be doing that to get in your opponent's head. Now, that's one combat sport where that would somewhat work against you. Because, see, those like myself, if you're talking shit to me, all that's going to do is motivate me. I'll laugh at you. That was one of the most obnoxious things I was known for. I'll laugh at you before I knock your ass out. But this isn't about me, okay? Keith, you called this woman a fucking idiot because of a gesture? I can't see you doing that if it was the other way around with little Caitlyn Clark, because we're going to get into that too. Oh, I got this program fully loaded here tonight. Yes, I do. Now, Sports Center, right below that. Let me show you what the white supremacist media connection is in this, family. See, you've often heard those of us in new black media tell you about dog whistle tactics. Well, that's what Sports Center was doing. They started the ball rolling. Hey, put this tweet out here. Angel Reese to Caitlyn Clark. And then they put the little emoji up there. So Sports Center wasn't going to go in on it directly. That was them saying, hey, little racist white media. Hey, guys, go ahead and start going in on her. See, but what you don't realize today, and shout out to all of our brothers in new black media, okay, especially our brother Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, Philip Scott, Tarian Rain, so many to name, okay. Shout out to all of you for putting in the work to get us to where we are at this level on the national stage as far as being on code. You see, again, we have to go back and put all this in the proper context. One of the blessings, even though it was very tragic, people lost their lives during the pandemic, one of the blessings about that was it allowed everybody to unplug from this damn system that they have us plugged up to. Entertainment here, entertainment there, everything to keep you distracted from what really matters. That's why they were panicking and trying to get the sports leagues going, trying to get these movie theaters back going, because they know, pay attention to what I'm saying, they know that that's the thin veil that keeps the public from focusing on all the fuck shit that the government does. So now, as relating to black people, that allowed us to wake up. That allowed us to wake up in ways never before and start focusing on different things that we weren't really focused on before. It was a blessing in disguise. So now that we've come out of that, we're not going back to sleep. Across all age ranges, black people are not going back to sleep. So whereas this would have got a pass or people would have just let it blow over, it ain't going to be like that no more. Oh, no. You come out your mouth at any of our people, you touch one of us anywhere, you fight us all everywhere. That's my stance on it. Come out your mouth calling this sister a fucking idiot. How you going to call? See, let me make sure I go in on this right. Anybody from the dominant society that has the audacity and the unmitigated gall to use the term idiot towards us? Really? Okay. Cool. Let's do a little bit of history checking, shall we? How would you call somebody an idiot when you suffered through things like the starving time, where you bastards were too stupid to learn how to plant crops to feed yourselves, just like you were over in Europe, where you were starving to death, so you resorted to cannibalism? But we the idiots? How you gonna call somebody an idiot when before that time, you had to be instructed to wash your nasty asses so that you wouldn't catch diseases? But black people the idiots. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do the roll call on this. We're not letting them get away with this. How you gonna call somebody a fucking idiot when everything that you have to do, you have to cheat at it, because if you on a level playing field, you mediocre at best. And that's being generous. These people are pathetic on a level playing field. So when they see a young, talented, bright sister like Angel Reese whooping ass out here and not being apologetic for it, oh, it's a problem then. So now you got to come out your little frail alabaster feeling, you little frozen chicken skin worm, you. I can't stand these bastards, man. I can't stand them. There's so much more I could go down the list of. Look at all the black inventors that have invented different things that they never even thought of before. Those of you in this chat room are very intelligent. I know you know. First open heart surgery, black man. When a white person doing that before then. The filament in the light bulb, basically the whole damn light bulb, Lewis Latimer, okay? Home security system, black people, okay? Refrigerated trucks, black people, okay? The modern day components to put the internet together, black people, okay? The trigonometry and mathematic calculations to allow you to take your funky asses up in space, black women. Boy, don't get me started on the history of our people and you have the nerve to address one of us as your idiots. We are your betters. I'm not shying away from saying that. We are your betters. Going back to them plantations, we were the ones that had all the skills. If it wasn't for us, you couldn't build or grow shit. If you could, why didn't you do it without us? See, that's another argument they like to use when you take that back to looking at slavery. Well, we could have picked our own cotton. You couldn't. Because if you could and your IQs were so high, why wouldn't you go ahead and do it? You so damn smart. Why can't you do things without trying to rely on enslaving and stealing from other people? People with high IQs don't have to steal from anybody. Yeah, I'm going there. We're going to make this stick. See, when you come out your mouth at my people, especially my sisters like that, I'm going to eat your ass alive. Oh, I ain't done with him, though. I'm not done with him. I want to show y'all something, right? Yeah, because, see, I like to hurt feelings over here. You stay in your lane, I don't bother you. You come at our women and children, it's on. Oh, it's all the way up. I'm going to show y'all something. But y'all take a look at this, right? Oh, yeah, we just getting started over here tonight. We just getting started. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this play. And I want y'all to watch why he called our champion sister, Angel Reese, a fucking idiot. We're going to make some points over here. I'm going to let this play.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
So now you saw that clip, right? Yeah, I wanted y'all to see that. So now you seen when little old Caitlyn Clark did the same gesture. Well, no problem with it, right? You didn't hear him or anybody coming out chastising her about unsportsmanlike conduct. She was even caught on mic saying, you 15 points down, shut up. She was talking to another team like that. See, notice, and this is where old Sambo Stephen A. Smith would come into play. They don't ever have any criticism for their white athletes, even when they do things far more egregious. But yet a black woman makes a gesture in competition, the world falls apart. No, because see, trust me, I'm going to show them what they should be focused on as for athletes. See, I don't really do sports, but since they want to talk about athletes and sports, just wait till I get to what's coming up in this broadcast. See, how about you focus on Chad Wheeler? And yes, I understand. Yes, the sister, she was over there with Zaddy, but look, we're talking about what they should be focused on. Never mind how you feel about that particular sister. How about you focus on locking Chad Wheeler's bitch ass up? He tried to murder that black woman and stood over and said, "You not dead yet," but you won't focus on that. How about you focus on Dana White? Domestic violence and abuse and all of that. Y'all so moral on your moral high ground, which you don't have one to stand on, but nobody's focusing on that. Why don't you go get him? See, first them. You need to start with your own people. You got too much to clean up. I could go on and on with the list of athletes, and we're going to really focus on one here tonight. Oh, yeah, that's coming. But see, since they don't want to focus on the right thing, we have to help them out, because we've always had to help them out. When you're dealing with incompetent, inept people, sometimes you have to take pity on them and help them out. So I'm going to do just that. Let me direct your attention to the screen, family. This is CNN. This is on their Twitter, right? You can find this up right now. They may try to remove it if enough people start lighting their ass up, because I'm going to clown them for this. Now, this was after the loss, okay? The loss that Iowa took to the LSU Tigers, okay? Listen to this tweet. Now, if this is not a display of just pathetic, absolute delusion, I don't know what is, but I'm glad they did it. See, again, I am thankful that we are in the age where online presence has really shrank the world and it has exposed a lot of things, because it allows me to teach the lesson that I'm about to teach about how these people fail up and they're delusional. And see, you know what? I'll do them a courtesy. Before I break this down, I'll do them a courtesy. The reason why they're so easy to beat on a level playing field is they lie to themselves. See, I want young black people and all of you gathered here in the chat tonight to consider carefully what I'm about to tell you. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a very competitive man, whether it's in the world of business or anything else that I do. Very competitive, okay? I'm strategically competitive. And in order to have success at anything that you're strategically competitive at, here's one thing that you must do. You must not be delusional about your shortcomings or things that you need to work on or your losses. This is not intelligent. You know why? Because if you overlook that and you just tell yourself that these tools that you're missing in order to compete and be successful are not a big deal, then you will never receive the success that you're going after. Okay? Compare this to a person that is diligent. While you sleeping, they're up training, they're up working. They're going back and studying everything that they did right, but they're also paying close attention to what they did wrong. Okay? They're going back trying to innovate their skills so that the next time that you have to face them, you don't get the same version of competitor. They've added 2 or 3 things that you weren't prepared for. You see what I'm saying? So delusion is nobody's friend. I want all of you to remember that, especially young black people in here. So now let's get back to CNN. CNN put this crap up. While the LSU Tigers took home their first ever NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, there was one player who stole the show throughout March Madness, and you see they got the picture of Caitlyn Clark up here. So now let's go through what's wrong with this. First of all, the mayostream media is on code, as usual, with their anti-black racism and trying to diminish and belittle the accomplishments of any black person that's in the spotlight. Notice how they said the LSU Tigers took home their first ever. Like, make sure, they only got one. They want you to focus on that part, right? And then they come down here later in the tweet talking about there was one player who stole the show throughout March Madness. Oh, this is so pathetically funny, man. Oh, my God, this is ridiculous. See, let me point out why this is ridiculous. And we're gonna have some fun, but we're going to make some sense out of things over here because we got to teach this the right way. Let me ask my brilliant chat room something. I'm going to get some audience participation in this. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have individual recognition because you scored so many points, got so many rebounds, whatever, as an individual? Or would you rather have the overall recognition and esteem of winning a championship? which one would make you the better leader on a team? Would it be the person that just does something individually for themselves? Or would it be the person that is good, but they make other people around them better to the point that the whole team is able to secure a championship victory? Meaning that everything that you did at the start of that season, this is the result that you have to show for it to say, I am the best in this field. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you agree with being the one that leads yourself to a championship, okay, versus just individual success. If you agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down. I just want to see what y'all think. Because I know what I think. I'm going to wait here and see what y'all think. Because, see, for me, I already know what the answer is. I already know what the answer is. Yeah, I'm over here looking. I'm seeing my people over here. All right. Okay. Because I like for people to be free to speak their mind. You disagree if you like. You're free to do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. I see a bunch of thumbs up over here. Okay. All right. Exactly. Okay. So now I'm going to go into further detail on why it's better to be the person that makes individuals around you better to the point that they're able to succeed and win. See, for one, when you accept the title of leader in any capacity, okay, you are responsible for the whole, not just you. It's not just about you and glory for you. It's about everybody. See, what a leader on a team does, you go back and you look at your footage and you say, okay, let's just say we took an L. All right, we lost. No problem. You go over there, you talk to your team, say, hey, listen, I was the tip of the spear. There's some things I could have did better. I'm going to try to work on that and improve, but we're going to improve together. As I get better, you're going to get better. And when you see your teammates, you know what I'm saying, they're looking down or whatever, you pick them up. You be like, nah, man, yeah, we didn't get this one, but we'll get the next one. In fact, we're going to work on some things together. See, that's where you get your respect as a leader. And I can imagine the things that those sisters went through in order to get to where they were in order to secure that championship. Because, see, let me tell you mayonnaise people something about black women. Black people in general, but since we're talking about a black woman, I'm going to explain something to you about sisters. When they're competing against you for something and you start rubbing things in her face, because, see, we all seen the little taunt, the little white girl copying John Cena. Okay, cool, no problem. She can do whatever she want to do. When you rub that in the sisters' faces, let me tell you something. You got a set of black women that'll run their mouth and talk. Then you have the other set of black women that'll get real quiet, especially those that came up with brothers that taught them well. They say, no, don't talk to them. Don't tell them nothing. You show them. Don't tell them nothing. You show them. That's what you did. So my advice to you in the future, if you have such an issue with an Angel Reese making competitive gestures and winning, you might want to tell them Becky's to either tighten up or shut the fuck up. I can't speak for women, but I'm going to tell you right now, the women should be saying, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I usually don't tell y'all to do this, but if Keith Olbermann or whoever start making tweets and they're talking about Angel Reese, if you a sister, go over there and tell them to woman up. That's what you need to do. Hashtag woman up. That's what you need to do. Woman up. Don't run your mouth. Running your mouth don't win championships. Okay? So I just want to point that ridiculousness out about CNN because, see, even when their people are proven losers, they try to make them fail up. We seen that with Robert Downey Jr. Okay? You can run around and being a drug addict all out in the streets. Hollywood cleaning right back up. He's a leading man. Multi-million-dollar contracts and everything. Oh, but a black person, but we sneeze wrong. Whoa, gotta get rid of him, buddy. Blackball, get you out of here. Yeah, see, nah, man, I wasn't gonna let this slide when I saw this. So I want to show y'all something else, right? Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all something else, cause see, they pissed me off to no end when I saw that crap. Let me show you. Let me take this banner down. Fight the business here. Take this banner. Look at some of the stuff they was calling this sister online, okay? Now, shout out to my good brother, Bishop Talbot Swan, because I first saw this on his Twitter. We all know what thug mean. It's euphemism for nigga, okay? Ghetto, unprofessional, bad for the sport, carried, fake champion. Okay, let's go through these. Since they want to put all these labels on people, because we're going to put some labels on them too. Oh, yes, we are. Hey, fact the business family, I might need to borrow some duct tape from y'all because we're gonna tape some labels to some foreheads over there, some pale foreheads tonight, you know. Get you some Gorilla Glue, something. Some type of adhesive. We got to tape some labels on people. So let's go through what they calling our sister over here. Thug, like I said, that's euphemism for nigga. Okay, you always run around calling them thug. So if you're gonna call her a thug, who did she put hands on? What crimes has she committed? You know, has she hurt anybody, beat up any of the officials, cheated any kind of way, got caught for using steroids? I mean, how you gonna label the sister a thug because she's a winner? Is that what we doing now? Ghetto. Let's go down to that one. No, she's not ghetto. Not gonna let you put that on that sister. No. She's herself. That's what she is. And she don't have to apologize for being herself. Fuck you and everything that you stand for if you have an issue with that. And you know what? For her to have the confidence and the courage that she does, that goes to speak volumes about the type of family she came up in. I'm glad they trained that sister not to be bowing down to these damn anti-black racists. Okay? Nah, she's not ghetto. She's just herself. A competitive black woman and a champion on top of that. Make sure while you calling her names, call her a champion. Unprofessional. Again, we covered this earlier. If you're going to call somebody unprofessional because they're competing, okay, and certain gestures are made on the court, certain things get said on the court, that's all a part of the game. See, if you're not an athlete and you've never competed for anything, you wouldn't understand that. That's where the likes of horseshoe crab hairline Stephen A. Smith will come in at, okay? The Keith Olbermanns out here. People that had never competed in any damn thing. Got your name. You know what? They really shouldn't allow sports commentators to say nothing if you hadn't competed in the sport. I feel like that should be a privilege reserved for people that have played the game that best understand it. That's my personal opinion. Bad for the sport they got here. How's she bad for the sport? See, let's decode that one right there. Now, she's not bad for the sport. What it is, she's bad for the little fragile snowflake egos of people in the dominant society that practice anti-black racism. That's what she's bad for. See, in other words, they don't want the image of young black girls being champions and excelling over these little alabaster phonies like Caitlyn Clark. Because if you were the real deal, you would have won. I'm just going to rub it in your face. You're a loser. Accept that. You lose. It is what it is. Get better. Win. Don't cry about it. Win. Bad for the sport. Nah, they mean that bad for the image of white society. That's what they mean. You can't show this little negress out here whooping ass and taking names. Nah, that's what they really mean. Carried? That one. Let's move down to that one. Carried? Who carried her? Who did that? Explain to me who carried her. See, the proof is in the pudding, like they say. Proof is in the pudding. Tell me how they carried her. But see, let's fix it for you. You know, we got to correct them. You meant she carried her team to a championship. And far as fake champion, well, we all saw the trophy that they had. So ain't no really way you can make that one stick. See, white supremacy is just idiotic and insane. Now you flip over here to the right-hand side and you see, and to be honest with you, now, I think they need to check because she looked like a little old 12-year-old boy to me. Caitlyn Clark, yeah, I'm going here. You call that sister out her name, it's fair game. Don't say shit about my women. I won't say shit about yours. So now, since you a man speaking on Angel Reese, I'm going to talk about her. You damn right I am. This little old 12-year-old boy, which she may very well be, we need to get some checks done for that. Queen, how? Last time I checked, queens had to have something that attached them to royalty. I don't see any on this screen. I damn sure didn't see any in that game. Sure didn't. Competitive? Really? Oh, come on. How you gonna call that competitive? A competitive person don't whine. They just win. They compete. Whatever hermity means, I don't know what that alabaster foolishness is. Good for the sport? How? So this is where I'm gonna really be petty. Is losing good for the sport? Is that what we doing now? So we just gonna go in bizarro where losing is good for the sport. Who? Tell me something. Which major company go and seek a loser for a damn brand deal to represent their product, huh? Well, I forget. We're in white America, so they'll probably give all types of endorsements. But you're a fucking loser. I'll take the winner any day over the loser. Champion in our hearts? Really? Oh, see the delusion of alabaster America. I understand why you say that she's a champion in your hearts because she's not a champion in real life. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, brother. I went there. Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. I want that oh, yeah to stick to. One more time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, brother. That hurts because she didn't really win, did she, brother? Oh, they should have got me started with this, man. I can't stand sore losers, whining punk bitches, man. Coming at this sister like that. Nah, we ain't letting that slide, man. We ain't letting that slide. So I got something else I want to show y'all here tonight. Since they want to start kick the hornet's nest, they got the right one over here. Got something for y'all to take a look at. So, just like I said, it shows something about the character of the sister's family in order for her to have such a confident stance. And see, this is something we have to encourage in little black children, boys and girls alike. Okay. And I'm proud to see this in a young lady out here. Okay. She's in the prime of her youth, getting her education and competing in sports. She ain't out here committing no crimes, ain't hurting nobody. She's just a winner. And I don't care who you are as a black person. I was taught this very young. I'm talking about when I was in my single digits, man, 6, 7 years old. Don't you ever apologize for being good at something. Don't you ever apologize for being a damn winner. You don't owe nobody that you out-compete no damn apology. They owe it to themselves to get better and compete. Let's read this sister's tweet here, right? This is our good sister and champion. I'm going to say it again, Angel Reese. I'm too hood, she has in quotes. I'm too ghetto. I don't fit the narrative, and I'm okay with that. I'm glad she is. I'm from Baltimore. Stand up, Baltimore. She did you proud. Where you hoop outside and talk trash. Yep, we do that all over Black America on any basketball court. Can't think of any I've been on coming up where we don't talk trash. It's part of the game. If it was a boy, y'all wouldn't be saying none at all. That's right, none. She gonna say it like that. Y'all catch up to us. We ain't got to catch up to y'all. Let's normalize women showing passion for the game instead of it being an embarrassment. Bravo, sister, well-spoken. I agree. Again, to be completely and fervently honest, I'm really not a fan of women's sports. Don't watch them like that, but I'm not going to disparage them. But I will say this. If sisters are out there competing, they have every right to show just as much passion at what they're doing as a man does, okay? They're playing the sport for the same reason that men play, to win, to showcase their skills, to prove that they're the best in whatever league or division they're in. So you damn right. And see, I'm gonna add something to the sister's tweet because it was very well stated, very eloquently stated, and I applaud her for it. But we're gonna normalize black women showing passion for the game instead of it being an embarrassment, because they don't come at white women, Hispanics, East Indian, Arab, Asian women. They don't come at any other group of women about when they're passionate about something and they're good at it, okay? See, for the people that think that this is a small thing, it's really not, and I'm going to show you why you should take it very seriously. As a collective, we, black people in America, are the only group, and I want somebody to point me out and show me where I'm wrong. If this statement you find to be false or incorrect, we as black people are the only group in America where we can't just naturally wear the hair that come out of our damn heads. They got to have legislation passed, the Crown Act, just for us to wear the natural hair that come out of our head. So if we go to school with ornate hairstyles, with its braids, twists, whatever the case may be, oh, you can't wear that. You got to do this, you got to do that. It's got to be cut a certain length. They don't chastise anybody else like that. So you go back and look at your history on the Tignon laws, okay? Over there in Louisiana where that got started. See, the reason for those of you who don't know what the Tignon laws are, that was basically this. A bunch of thin-lipped, jealous, lice-infested heifers getting jealous because their white men were looking at the ornate hairstyles of sisters and they found that to be attractive. So they made our women cover and wrap their heads up, which is where those head wraps and scarves come from today. That's a bit of a short history lesson for you. Like I said, look up the Tignon laws if you want to learn more about that. Okay? So I'm making that point to show you that we're the only people that they pay such scrutiny to like that, just for being who we naturally are. So you have to train your black kids. Don't you ever apologize for being yourself. There's nothing wrong with you being who you are. And damn sure ain't nothing wrong with you for having to work twice as hard as these little mediocre motherfuckers to be half as good. And then you excel. See, that's what really puts a bug in their ass. When they see black people going above and beyond, when they know they done stacked the deck against them, put all kinds of traps and pitfalls in front of them, made so much red tape for them to get there, and we still overcome that, don't you know that these people fear every time we do that? They can't handle that. So that's where Keith Olbermann was coming from. Chaffed his little ass when he saw his sister win like that. And then put that same gesture back in your face. If you can't take it, don't be running around trying to do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not done yet, though. Oh, yeah. We got some more things to look at. Because, see, I want to make sure I gathered all this up so we can go ahead and present it to y'all the right way over here. Now, brings us back to old Keith. Yeah. Old Keith. Yeah. Old Keith had to come back. And just like they always do, a little insincere so-called apology. You know how I feel about apologies and attached tangibles. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear it. If you're going to apologize, hit that sister bank account. How about you do that? Okay? Make a donation to that team or something. I'm not trying to hear no words from no white person talking about no damn apology. Keith Olbermann had to come back after he made them statements, calling our sister out of her name, talking about she's an idiot. I apologize for being uninformed last night about the backstory on this. I don't follow hoops, college or pro. We know you never played either, you little punk. Men or women, I had no idea about Clark. Both were wrong. No, they wouldn't. It was only one person wrong in this. You, Keith, you were wrong. Stay the fuck out women's business, you little bitch. That's what you do. This is what I said in today's Countdown podcast, second segment, about 24 minutes in. So now you see him coming out his thin lips, just like my grandparents said. If the little thin, pale lips are moving, they lying. If the little old pale, raunchy, crusty fingers are typing, they lying, okay? We just going to go ahead and tell it like it is. Don't trust nothing these people say unless you verify, triple check, quadruple check to make sure they telling the truth. So let's read this little statement. Let's read this. Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark are star women's college basketball players. In an Elite 8 game, Clark of Iowa scored 40 points. Who gives a damn? She didn't win. She's a loser. I give a damn how many points she scored. The fuck is scoring points if you don't win? That shit don't mean nothing to a true competitor that cares about winning. Let's continue. And had a triple-double, nobody cares, and made a wrestling gesture meaning you can't see me to her opponents. Last night, Reese and LSU beat Clark and Iowa for the national title 102-85. Woo! Oh, they hooked them jumper cables up to their ass. 102-85. Oh. See, that's what we call taking off on your ass like a country mile down here, boy. Yeah, see, boy. Yeah, they you know what? I'm going to continue rubbing this in because I ain't going to let this go. Disrespectful bastards. Let's continue, though. And Reese made the same gesture to Clark and added another one indicating that she was getting the championship ring. That's right, and she did. Reese was named MVP of the tournament. Oh, see, that's another thing that chapped their ass. And nobody will remember that. Bullshit. Black people will remember. We don't give a fuck what you remember in the dominant society. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, though. Let's continue. Nor the LSU crown, just the fact that the women's hoops has now achieved parity with men. Its stars can be classless winners who are willing to overshadow their own team's victories. Oh, yeah. See. Yeah. Keith, let me tell you something, dude. You and your little thin lip cohorts, okay? We don't give a fuck what you don't acknowledge. As I stated a couple of broadcasts back when I was getting to the point about why they were so upset about Angela Bassett not standing up and clapping, we got to get to a point where we don't care about their recognition. We will recognize our own people. That's the only thing that should count with any of us. So your recognition and your acknowledgement doesn't mean a damn thing. That sister knows her community is proud of her, and we're going to stand behind her just like we did Kyrie Irving. You're not going to keep coming at our people like that. See, I understand that they were accustomed to when we were asleep and we would just let stuff slide, but that day is gone. That's not coming back anymore. You get wrong, you get corrected on the spot from here henceforward. That's the standard that we're setting. So he goes on to say, talking about its stars can be classless winners. I didn't see nothing unclassy about it. I just saw competitive gestures in the spirit of the game. If you didn't have a problem with it when little old Becky did it, you're not gonna have a problem with it when the sister did it. And if you do, tough titty. New York City, it is what it is. We don't. We're proud of her. That's right. In fact, I wish she would have hit a little dance with it in front. Man, boy, don't get me started, boy. She better be glad she ain't my little sister, boy. I'll be like, you be completely petty with that shit. Motherfucker had the nerve to talk shit to this sister after a hard-earned victory. Yeah, we gonna get this shit straightened out over here tonight. I got something else I want to show y'all. See, why they so busy, focus on a championship athlete that did not cheat to get the win. Here's what they should be focused on. We got to take a little trip down memory lane since they want to talk about athletes, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh y'all memory on this, and after this plays, I want y'all to tell me if this is what they really should be focused on. Let's let this play.
Now surrounding accusations that retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre used welfare funds to help build a new volleyball stadium at his alma mater, the University of Southern Mississippi, where his daughter played the sport. A former director of Mississippi's welfare agency, John Davis, has now pleaded guilty to federal and state charges that he conspired to misspend tens of millions of those welfare funds meant for the poorest families in what is the poorest state in the U.S. Text messages in a state court filing have shown Davis, Favre, and former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant and others worked together to help secure millions in state money to build that stadium, which was a pet project of the former Super Bowl champion. Joining me now here is ABC News contributor and host of the Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmore. Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Gio.
So listen, one of those text messages from 2017 published by Mississippi Today, let's go ahead and show that to you. It shows that Brett Favre asked the head of a nonprofit handling welfare funds, quote, if you were to pay me, is there any way that the media could find out where it came from and how much? So.
Oh, yeah. See, they thought we had forgot about welfare king Brett Favre over here. Yeah, see, we got to talk about athletes, don't we? That's what we doing, right? Yeah. Let's talk about some athletes. Family, you know I'm a Gen Xer now, and you know we're starting to get old, so you know our memories are not what they used to be. So I'm gonna ask for some chat room help. Family, do you remember Keith Olbermann discussing anything about welfare king Brett Favre? Do anybody remember that? Can somebody tell me? Can anybody tell me where Keith Olbermann's outrageous commentary and how dare you fucking thief? Where was his commentary on Brett Favre, the welfare thief? What, did anybody see anything? Oh shit. Well, damn, I guess I'm not as old as I thought I was, huh? Because it looks like y'all saying that he didn't say nothing. Hey, okay, yeah, all right, cool. I just wanted to make sure. So, Keith, I'm going to help you out, and we're going to let this get back to what you should be reporting on. Oh, yeah, let's let this continue.
Given the evidence in the scandal, could Favre end up facing charges?
So we haven't gotten all of the evidence just yet, but what we see so far, there's a potential for charges. What I think the DOJ is going to do is probably take the people who have already pled guilty, that being Nancy New, who pled guilty last in April, and as you said, John Davis, who just pled guilty. We have the text messages, but we don't have the conversations behind closed doors. John Davis has already said he's going to cooperate. With more information, I think it may be a strong case against Brett Favre, and they may actually press forward, but right now it's still a bit of a question mark.
So I got to ask another question, family, because you saw all the disparaging comments they were calling our champion sister, Angel Reese. Did anybody hear anything about any text messages getting leaked out of her phone when she was committing welfare fraud or anything to call her a thug or a thief or anything? And, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we missed some information. Maybe we don't catch everything. Maybe we missed something. Did she have any incriminating text messages like this where she should be, you know, berated in the media or locked up? I'm just checking, you know, because Keith, if she doesn't, keep your mouth off our sister. Let's let this continue.
What does that legal defense for Favre even look like in a case like this, Brian?
It's difficult, but I think his attorney, Bud Holmes, is already kind of putting it out there. Like, if you and I said, hey, ABC, if you're going to pay us, I don't really want the public to know, that seems fishy. But I think what he's putting forward is Brett Favre is this guy that, by all accounts, made about $138 million just playing football. We're not talking about ads and things like that. And maybe, if I was his defense attorney, I'd put, like, he wants to be a humble guy. He doesn't want to show that he's getting money elsewhere to pay for this pet project that inevitably helps his daughter. And I think that's the defense, but how laughable or how true that is going to really measure up to the rest of the evidence that we're going to probably hear in the next couple of months, and we'll see how well that defense pans out.
So
now, did you hear what this brother just laid out will be a possible defense for him? Because, see, I know that sounds ridiculous to those of us with common sense and integrity, but that's what they'll try to pull. They'll actually try to pull that he didn't know where it came from. No, you can't go that route with them text messages, because why would you ask those questions if you didn't know where it was coming from? Oh, no, Welfare King, you can't get out of this. But see, Keith Olbermann don't want to talk about that. No problem, Keith. That's what New Black Media is for. We're going to talk about it for you. See, this is what I say we're going to have to start doing with these people, family. We're going to have to start taking their faces, just like you when you train a puppy, and rub their faces in their own poop. That's what we're going to have to do. Yeah, in their own hypocrisy. Yeah, we're going to take them faces, them little alabaster thin little faces, and rub it all down into their hypocrisy. That's what they need, a good nose full of it. Got the nerve to fix your mouth to talk about this system when you got a whole goddamn criminal sitting up here. Ridiculous.
let's go through some of the details here. That former welfare director, he's received a 90-year sentence with 58 of those suspended, 32 to serve on state charges. The judge has also put him on house arrest until his federal sentencing. So what do you make of his punishment in this case?
I think it's appropriate. I mean, in the feds, he can look up to getting 15 years. And the reason why I say it's appropriate is we've heard it anywhere from Shannon Sharp to anyone else who's commenting on this. When you see an individual who steals 40, 50, maybe $500 from the welfare, the government goes after them very hard.
Look at that thug sitting up there. Look at him.
Here's a person who's, as you said, is stealing from the poorest of the poor. Mississippi is the poorest state in the union. And the temporary assistance of needy families, that's the fund that they're given every year, $86 million, 77 of those misappropriated. And these people are dishing it out for all of these lavish lifestyles when they actually have the money to do so. I think the penalty needs to be serious, because this cannot be a concept or a scheme that continues, because it's affecting us as taxpayers and, of course, the people who need it the most.
And what about the governor?
The governor, to your point, Phil Bryant, these text messages are damaging because it's already connecting John Davis and Nancy New, who are already guilty. And now you've got the former governor, Phil Bryant, and Brett Favre looking on the outside saying, hey, I'm involved in these text messages as well. And I think they can get pulled in because it's a pipeline from governor to director of a nonprofit to a former NFL Hall of Famer. I think the whole pipeline needs to be reviewed.
All right, Brian Buckmore, thank you so much for joining us. We'll watch for you on the Law and Crime Network, my friend. Thank you.
My
football icon.
Now, that was a little trip down memory lane. So many of you might not have heard what some of the updates were on it. Okay, you may or may have not. We're going to refresh your memory, though. Don't worry. Because, see, now, what they always talking about integrity and morality. Oh, Welfare King don't want to have his little old alabaster feet held to the fire. Oh, that's okay, though. We're going to remind everybody, since we want to talk about athletes and what athletes do. Okay, cool. We're going to talk about what athletes do off the field when they're trying to steal from people. Let's remind the people of what's going on with our Welfare King Favre, shall we?
Brett Favre is asking to be removed from the Mississippi welfare fraud lawsuit.
Yeah, lawyers for Favre said the Mississippi Department of Human Services, quote, groundlessly and irresponsibly seeks to blame Favre for its own grossly improper and unlawful handling of welfare funds.
Mississippi DHS says more than $20 million was wrongfully taken from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families anti-poverty program. Favre received $1.1 million, but maintains he did not know where that money came from. NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalas joins us now here on set for more. Danny, good to have you here in our news studio. So let's talk about this. The basics. Does Brett Favre have a case to get his name removed from this lawsuit, even though he did receive some money?
First of all, I'm saying Favre. It says Favre on the paper.
Right?
I am not doing this Emperor's New Clothes nonsense anymore.
Packers fans, send your email.
I am none of those fans, but it says Favre. Now, that being said, a motion to dismiss at this stage has a very heavy burden. As long as the four corners of the complaint make out any kind of claim, it's going to be allowed to survive. The court will assume everything in the complaint is true. But I got to say, Favre has a pretty good argument here because the Mississippi Department of Human Services essentially says, hey, we were exclusively responsible for this $94 million, and it was mismanaged. So we're going after Brett Favre. Brett Favre says, hey, you know who you should sue? Yourself. You were responsible for this. And in your complaint, he says that you didn't even allege that I had knowledge that the funds were ill-gotten. There's no allegation that I knew that when I was being paid this money, that I knew it was being misappropriated. Favre says, go after the real bad guys, the people who have been convicted, or sue yourself.
All right, so he's actually already paid about $1 million, over $1 million back to this temporary assistance for needy families fund. What more are they trying to go after here?
Yeah, Favre is making that argument. He's saying you can't come after me to repay money that I've already repaid. And you're not denying that I've repaid the money. Now, the complaint alleges other causes of action, but it all comes back to Favre's allegation. And remember, at this stage, all they do is look at the complaint. And if it's true that the complaint doesn't even allege that Favre had knowledge, then maybe Favre has a point. Because after all, the mere fact that he may have known some of the bad guys, that he may have been a recipient of this money, that may not be a very strong civil complaint if Favre had no idea or no reason to know that the money he was accepting was somehow ill-gotten or fraudulently obtained by somebody else.
Now, family, do you hear what this bastard just said? Imagine if Brett Favre was a black athlete. He'd already be convicted and in prison by now. But did you hear what he just said? Oh, well, if he didn't know where the funds came from, then he really does have a strong, valid argument. Oh, the hell he do? Nope. Be paid? No, you got caught, man. You're a criminal. You're a thug and you're a criminal. See, these are your thugs and your criminals, Keith Olbermann. This is where you need to have your head stuck at, because that's all people's taxpayer dollars being stolen there. Then you are an extra type of despicable for stealing from the poorest state in the union. You low down, dirty son of a bitch, you. You've made multi-millions. You could have paid for that on your own, but you stealing from poor people? Disgusting, man. And see, this is how they always try to give them each other an out, okay? You know, none of them, all three of these white anchors, none of them would be sitting over here saying the same thing if this was a black person accused of this, okay? Let alone having done it. Being repaying the money. Let's just say the story was on the up and up. Didn't know where it came from. The black person could repay the money. They'd be like, oh, no, buddy. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You got to do some prison time, buddy. You know that's exactly what they would be saying. So Keith, I'm going to need you to get your attention back where it belongs. Let's let them continue.
That they already went after other people. 6 people were arrested in connection to this case. 5 of them have already pleaded guilty to state charges. Favre wasn't one of them, so why was he not criminally charged?
Because, for whatever reason, the state didn't believe they had it. They had enough evidence to go after the other people who were actually, some of them were in government, and they must have had evidence that that satisfied the proof beyond a reasonable doubt standard. It's very telling that they didn't charge Favre with the same crimes. Now, that doesn't mean, given our burdens of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, the civil standard of preponderance of evidence is much, much lower. So just because someone is acquitted doesn't mean they can't be sued. Classic example, O.J. Simpson, acquitted of murder, sued and found liable civilly for the deaths of his victims. So that's a good illustration of the difference between the burden of proof. Just because someone isn't charged doesn't mean you can't sue them.
All right, Danny Zavalos, thanks for breaking it down. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
So now you heard that, right? And no, we will not be downloading the NBC News app. We only pay attention to the new black media over here because NBC tells nothing but lies. But see, we got to take a look at something. Let me take this banner down one more again here. See, when it comes to this situation, I saw this meme online. I think it fits the situation perfectly because we have to laugh at these pathetic flunkies, but at the same time, for the brothers, we're going to step out front and let you know, hands off our sister. You got to go through us to get to her. This is what they do. Look at the bottom hand of this right here. Y'all probably remember this from Family Guy. and there's been replaced with competitive when they got the complexion for the protection. But when it's any shade of brown or black, okay, it's classless. Oh, yeah. See, that's how they want to look at things, right? But see, I want to show y'all something, right? I want to show y'all something because, see, we got another lesson to teach here. Let me go ahead and bring this up on the screen, right? Y'all to pay attention to this. I want y'all to listen to what this heifer is about to do because, see, we've always told you how these white women try to weaponize their tears and garner sympathy. See, you got to understand how these people communicate through osmosis with each other with their different codes, okay? Those of us who are older and well-studied, we know this. But see, first was the shot taken by SportsCenter. Put that tweet out with the little emoji. Then here comes the Keith Olbermanns, okay? Getting the little hit pieces ready, trying to attack the sister's character for doing something competitive on a basketball court in the spirit of the game. And then here comes this little alabastrous victim here. Oh my God, I'm such a victim. You was running around doing it to everybody else, talking the same shit, same gestures. But when you lose, it's a problem. So now, before I play this, I want everybody to take a good look at her face. She's smiling right there. You see that, right? Again, she's smiling. Watch how these psychotic heifers, and this is why I tell y'all, brothers, I understand that you want to get out here and explore, but when you start dealing with them, these are some homegrown bred psychos. They go from smiling 1 minute to this. I'm going to let this play. I want y'all to hear this.
I think just the biggest thing is, you know, it's really, really special, and I don't think it's going to set in for me for quite some time. I want my legacy to be the impact that I can have on young kids and the people in the state of Iowa. And I hope I brought them a lot of joy this season. I hope this team brought them a lot of joy. I understand we came up 1 win short, but I think we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate. And I was just that young girl, so all you have to do is dream, and you can be in moments like this.
So you heard that, right? Yeah, you heard the little fake crocodile tears, you know what I'm saying? Well, you can dream about losing because that's what you did, and you can dream about how that championship trophy would have looked or felt because you will not be touching it. Yeah, you soak that up, okay? See, notice how she was grinning at the beginning of that, then she just turned on the waterworks to try to garner sympathy from the media and the rest of her people. That's cool, no problem. Your people got your back. We got Angel Reese's back, who is a champion, by the way. Yes, I'm saying it one more time. Yes, I am. Want to make sure that they know that. So I want to play something else for y'all here, right? Because I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I just had to go ahead and speak on this. I want to show y'all something. I want y'all to take a look at this. All right, so now you see our sister right here with this picture. She's got a crown on her head. She's in her uniform and she's smiling. Okay, happy. A champion now. Okay, can't dispute that no matter whether you like it or not. This image right here is very important for little black girls to see. Okay. It's important for little black boys to see images of themselves winning and like this. And this is something we need to promote more of also with our black boys as well. Okay. But see, dealing with this, when you see this sister right here, she's smiling, okay? She's in her uniform. She's accomplished. She's worked hard. Little black girls need to see that because today they target little black children with everything that's the opposite of high self-esteem. They try to lower our children's self-esteem and make them think that they're always going to be second best, if even that, okay? They don't even want our children thinking that they're able to compete with anybody in the dominant society, okay? This was a very important moment for our people right quick. And see, here's the other thing. Again, this is why we have to step out front and let them white men know, nope, back up. Now, you can keep coming forward, but you're going to deal with the men first. If anybody going to say something, let the women address the women. You cross the line when you jump your ass over here in the women's business. That's when we going to step up. Okay, where you think you going? That's my stance on it. I want y'all to hear what the sister has to say in her own words. So a lot of you probably already seen this, but I'm going to let this play.
Here. Go people do it. Y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Yeah, you damn right, sister. You damn right. Your people are proud of you. Once again, congratulations to the sister and champion. Can't leave that out. Make sure they know that. And champion Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers. And before we close the broadcast tonight, we got some consolation prizes. Yes, we do. Because see, come on, family, we have to be civilized over here. We can't be uncivilized. So we have to make sure that we leave them with some consolation prizes that they so richly deserve. Yes, we must bring this back because see, you too, if you are suffering from a case of alabaster tearitis, get yourself a complimentary jar of mayonnaise with the tears on it so you can shed your tears and enjoy your mayonnaise sandwiches. And then you can put some of your mayonnaise on toast and make sure that you make a face like this, you children of the chalk, you children of the chalk. I understand that ebony elegance and excellence is something that you have a hard time digesting, but it is what it is because see, here's the part that's really gonna hurt. And I want you to look at this. Look at that toast, that little angry motherfucker. Goddamn little negress. That's right. That's what it would sound like if it could talk. See, a part of this is your fault. The reason why we're so dominant, especially in sports and in academia, you did this, white people. Yes, it's your fault. Because see, you enslaved our people. You stood back and let us do all the work. And we had to become innovative, okay? We had to teach ourselves how to read, and you threatened to kill us. So, you didn't want us doing that. And then coming out of Reconstruction, we cut our literacy rate in half. That is something that no enslaved people has ever done, okay? So then when we come fast forward into the modern era, when you have to work twice as good to be half as much, you begin to develop a reflex for being excellent in everything you do. So congratulations. We thank you. We thank you for all of that. You're going to pay those reparations too. You're going to cut that check because see, you're going to have to keep dealing with more of this. You can go ahead and cut the look. See, I'll tell you something. We got to give them some hope, family. Maybe, just maybe, if you had already paid these reparations, maybe Angel Reese would have gone into a different field. Maybe she wouldn't even be thinking about basketball. This is your fault. Yes, it is. This is your fault. See what happens when you don't do right by God's children, you little mayonnaise heifers, you. Yes, children of the chalk. You better do right by God's people. He told you over and over again. You're hard-headed. You won't listen. And that's when your faces end up like this little piece of toast with mayonnaise on it. Children of the chalk. Oh, family. I just wanted to talk to them and give them some hope before we get out of here tonight. So, family, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I thank everybody that donated, even those who remained anonymous. I salute to them because I don't call them out because they request privacy. But anybody that hit the cash out before or after, your name will be on the community wall as a show of appreciation. That's what I do. So that's it. I'm going to encourage you to come to the Foundation of Black American Expo. It's going to be held in the great state of Texas, city of Dallas, May 27, 2023. There will be empowerment workshops, panels, food vendors. You can still sign up at fbaexpo.com. That's fbaexpo.com. And it's going to be held at the Black-owned Black Academy of Arts and Letters. Salute to everybody that joined us over here tonight. I know we had a bit of fun, but I want to close the broadcast with this. Remember, you are an excellent people. You are an intelligent people. And when we're on code and we have each other's backs, and in the case of them coming at our women, we have the front line. We can do anything. They cannot stop us. Salute to you all. Black first. I will see you all in future content.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tariq Nasheed, and I'm inviting you to the Foundational Black American Expo going down May 27, 2023. right here in the beautiful city of Dallas, Texas. This is an event you don't want to miss. It's going down at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, and this is an empowerment event that you can invite the whole family to. We're going to have seminars and workshops that discuss things like business development, education, health and wellness, self-defense, and some of you businesses out there, we have vending opportunities where you can promote your businesses. Plus, we're going to have so many phenomenal speakers and guests. We got people like Dr. Boyce Watkins, who's coming down, Professor James Small, Sister Vicky Dillard, Riza Islam, Dr. Kaba Kamene, Ben X, Jehudi Mayad Ra, Erica Lachey, Red Pill, Blue Pill, so many people. So, get your tickets now at FBAExpo.com. That's FBAExpo.com. We will see you here.